Now, we mentioned domestic violence and gender-based violence. Since 2006, there have been 33,628 protection orders. This is when the law on protection orders first came into force, issued by the courts. 611 people were arrested for domestic violence, and during the last year, 11 women lost their lives, a total of 159 since 2010. I thought it was slightly more than that, but these were the recent statistics I found. And the UN and other statistics say that the rate of domestic violence in Albania is higher than elsewhere in Europe. This is not to do with categorization or anything. This is based on the international definitions, the widely accepted definitions. It's higher than most other places in Europe.
And these figures are the top of icebergs because really they are much more.
The majority we know is not
figures are more in reality first, and during these last years, we forgot to talk about domestic violence, women violence, because we are talking about femicide. And this year was 20 women are killed by their intimate partners, lovers, family members as well. So this is a catastrophe. This is alarm. We are talking about domestic violence when more than 4,000 women have declared in the court their violence. There are, I don't know how many, 600 or 700 men are in the process of trial about domestic violence.
You deal with these women every day. You speak to these women every day. And I'm not saying what is the reason they've suffered violence, because there's not a reason as such, but what is, in their experience, what drives their partner to behave in this way?
As we talked all the time for everything, is economic part of education and economy. These are two elements that make women strong or very, very very double towards violence and to approved, because they know that since the beginning that men, their husband is aggressive, but they don't prevent this from the first step, because they think what to do first, where I can go. We are talking for years, because now there are laws also for the rights of property for women, because before we didn't have this. And women think that they said, if I divorce my husband and I come back to my family, to my father's house, my father said, nothing is yours here. Also my brother said, nothing is yours. Where are you going? My husband said, nothing is yours. So how we can live with my kids, small kids, how we can survive without job? Because the category of women who suffer from domestic violence are, in general, not all, but in general, are poor women, uneducated, in context of schools that have done, and professional, because a strong woman, if she has a job, a good job and payment, she can survive without husband. If we talk about domestic violence and women violence, we are really, we must see carefully what to do, not with propaganda, not with figures that doesn't happen anybody.
Why are the figures so high? Why the majority of cases is male violence against women? Why are men being so violent to women?
Well, even here there is a very big combination of factors. Sevi that has dedicated her life to the support of women. She knows how hard has it been through years to improve the law, to advocate for improvements in the services that women get. But if I would start it from the beginning, I would start it from also from the cultural point of view, from the reason of marriage. So why do you get married? You get married because you're in love and you want to create a family, or you get married because you have to get married because you're at a certain age, because the society will say that you couldn't get married and all these other things. So the basis of the family starts from there. If you have a marriage that is settled by someone else or by the society and pressured by the society, of course there are going to begin problems, when other problems as economical problems, social pressure for other things will come in during the time that you are married, and adding children that are not easy to raise. Of course, these problems start increasing and creating a crisis in the marriage. On the other side is the patriarchal mentality that we always say. When you consider women as second-hand citizens with less rights, with less rights also in the family, when you consider them as a property that goes from one family to the other and has no right to have her freedom to choose, to work, to have her own life. So all these problematics, they start creating these frictions between the couple or inside the family, especially now that the women are more aware of the rights that they have. And also because the economical situation, especially of the country, but I think of the region, is requesting for them to work outside the house, because it's not possible anymore. It's very difficult, at least, for one person to work in the house and for the others to live based on that salary. So now it's almost necessary for both of husband and wife to work. So these are the social part. The economical side, as we said, makes it's more difficult. But in the sense of policies and what should be made in the sense of strategies and more support, I think that, as Sevi said, we have an improved law due to all the advocacy that we've done through the years. We have maybe improved awareness on the importance to invest in these cases. But on the other side, we still do not have this vision translated into budgets.
Mindful, because we're running out of time, but I want to ask one question to both of you who've been working in this sector for many, many years in this area. Are things getting better? Is there some hope, some positivity? Is it
Absolutely.
better than 10, 20, 30 years ago?
So there are two kinds of conclusions, I guess. Of course, because if we talk about awareness, it's better. Because awareness makes women more confident for their rights. This is very, very important. But on the other side, many women have a lack of trust to many institutions that run by governments as well, justice, municipalities that have this kind of things, and in general government. So we can't say it's better or it's bad. There are two, but compare with where we are now. We are in 21st century, we are in 2024, and we started to talk about domestic violence since 93, 94. We did the first law against abortion in 94, and still we are talking for the same problems. And Albania is so small, it's a beautiful country, and we know each other almost because we live in small areas. So we have very big steps and things to do towards this problem.
Adlira?
I think the situation is for sure getting better, as Sevi was saying, in this sense. For example, I work with women in politics. We have raised the representation of women in politics and the power of women in politics very highly during these years. So I think that what we should do is we should insist more and we should invest more. And as I said in the beginning, the key to a better society is start investing in the family. So with a little vision and with the right budgets, because it needs to be translated in budgets, if not, it remains on paper. I think we can address these issues much easily that are being addressed now with very few budgets and with, I think also with a lack of focus. I think we should focus more, invest more, and be more serious about fighting this phenomena that is not good for our society.
And makes the low real. Makes the low real because
makes it work.
Already.
It
Just on paper,
it makes it work.